Okay. Well, it's about a minute after, and we're going to get started because it looks like you do have most of the class in here now.
I wanted to ask,
What's up?
for one of those, you gave us a survey for what we have for
Yeah.
art. I
Yeah.
was gonna say, are we gonna do like a thing with shells? Because I've been collecting a lot of shells.
I do not have anything for shells, but you are always welcome to use shells and see if you can figure out something. Let's see. Oh, here's two more. I'm
Okay.
testing to add them. Hello and welcome. So, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to your art Zoom. If you get confused and you do not know what I am, or I lose you at some point in time, don't worry. Not only am I recording this so I can put it up on the Google Classroom, this is already, all this information is also on the date, on that video that I linked to you in your daily sheet. So if you just can't get something, it'll be okay. I'm going to close the Google or my Bitmoji because we're going to get started on learning about color and line. Some of you are going to look at me and go, Miss Franz, this is like kindergarten. We learned this back in preschool. And some of you probably did, and I'm glad because that's very important. But I want to talk to you about what the art elements are before we get started on our really big art projects down the road. So what are art elements? The art elements are like the seeds of your art. You plant the seeds and you help the thing grow. Or if you want to look at it another way, you can say they're like the basic building blocks of art. Kind of like the Legos. You stack them all up and then you have enough of them, you can make a building out of it. We're going to be working today with color and line, but there's also shape, form, texture, and value. Next week, you're going to be doing something that combines color, line, shape, and just a little bit of form. But this week, we're going to focus mostly on color and line. So what is color? The very scientific explanation of what color is has to do with light. If you are looking at a lamp or the sun, you can usually see that the light, I don't want to blind you guys, but you can see that the light, especially coming out of my lamp, looks like it's very white. And that is because white light comes down from the sun. And inside of all of the white light are all of the colors, all of them. And if you shine white light through a prism, hold on a second, Kaylee, I can't let another version of you in. So if you are in this room under one thing, you need to leave the classroom and then I can let the other Kaylee in. I'm not supposed to have two. I mean, it's okay if you need to switch something. I think that's why Kaylee wants to switch, but leave the classroom on one thing, Kaylee, and I'll let you in on the other one. Okay, there you go. So when light goes through a prism, it hits the prism and you can see it reflect in the rainbow. That's actually how you see rainbows in the sky. They hit the prism that is like the clouds and they split up into a rainbow. That's the very scientific version of it. I won't ask you or anything on that. So what artists do, I'll get you in a second, Omar, okay? What artists do is we use the color wheel to help us organize all the colors. When we are using all of them, we are using certain ones for the color wheel. So we have the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. If you were here when you were in about first grade or maybe even kindergarten, you might have heard my song. Yellow, red, and blue, yellow, red, and blue. The primary colors are yellow, red, and blue. And that's for the little kids. I mean, I don't mind if you remember it either, but that's just so that people can remember primary colors. You can't make primary colors out of any other colors. If you're painting and you run out of green, you can mix more green. You can mix yellow and blue and make green. But if you're painting and you run out of yellow, you can't mix up more yellow. You'll have to go to the store and get some more yellow. So those are the primary colors. Secondary colors are what you can make from the primary, just two of them. So let's see, we've got orange, purple, and green. So as some of you should know by now, red and yellow makes orange, yellow and blue makes green, blue and purple, blue and red makes purple. I know some of you are probably sitting there thinking, gosh, this is so, we know this is from kindergarten. Well, I used to teach high school. And one day when we were painting, one of the kids, I said, well, how do we make purple again? And this guy raises his hand. He goes, I know. It's blue and yellow. And the whole class turned around and looked at him and said, no, it's not. So you can get a lot older and still not entirely know some of these things. That's why I want to be able to go back over this with you.
I thought you could, to make red, I've done it before. I just got pink and added a darker shade of color to it.
Well, you've made a very dark pink. You've made a kind of rain, but you didn't make the bright red that it starts off with. You were working probably with making a tint or a shade, and we'll talk about those when we do value.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay, hold on just a second. What's up, Arshalia?
Well, isn't black and white a primary color? You can't make those.
Kind of. If you mixed all of the colors together, you would end up making black. And if you took all the colors away, you would end up making white. And you make a very good point. So, yes, you're kind of right. They are kind of like primary colors. But for the color wheel, we're going to stick with red, yellow, and blue. If you go up into college and you guys continue being artists and you go all the way up into college, you can take like entire courses on how to do and look at color and how to make colors and things like that. That is awesome, Jacqueline. I'm glad to hear that. So let's talk about the even bigger version of the color wheel, because the little one, that quote unquote little one that I show the kids when they're, kindergarten all the way up to third grade, is we talk about the 6-color color wheel. But you guys are going to learn about the 12-color color wheel. You have already learned about the primary colors. Primary means 1, red, yellow, and blue. Then there's the secondary, which are orange, purple, and green, because it takes 2 primary to make 1 secondary. But now we're going to talk about tertiary colors, which is the third type of colors. I will not require you to remember the word tertiary, so don't worry. I'm telling it to you in case you hear me in the future say it and you go, what is that one? You might be able to go, oh, right, third. So if you remember it, that's awesome, but I'm not going to quiz you on it. But tertiary colors are the colors that are between a primary color and a secondary color on the color wheel. I'm going to put my mouse over here and I'm moving it over this red box. Just give me a quick thumbs up if you can see that, because I don't always know if, oh, wonderful, good. So this little box is P and it's red because it's primary. And then we have a blank box, and then we have an S, which is secondary, and this is orange. So what is this one in the middle? This is easy. It's called red-orange because it's in between red and orange. So now over here, we're going to look. Here's orange for the secondary. Here's a blank box. And here's the P for the primary color, yellow. So what's this blank box going to be called? It's going to be called yellow-orange, because you always say the primary color first and the secondary color second. So here's P for primary color, yellow. Here's a blank box. And here's an S for the secondary color, green. And this one in the middle is called yellow-green. So I'm going to switch the board. I'm going to switch this are the formulas for how to make these colors. If you take red plus orange, it makes red-orange. It's pretty simple. I think you guys are going to be able to get this one pretty easily. That's one of the reasons why I don't mind showing my younger girl. Well, you're not younger. I keep thinking you're third grade, but you're not. I'm going to show you guys. So a yellow plus orange makes yellow orange. Yellow plus green, yellow green. Sometimes these colors have other names. Like you'll see blue green is sometimes called turquoise. Or you might see other things like red purple might be called magenta. But it's those colors and the basics.
Miss Franz, since we're talking about this, I have a question related to this.
Okay.
Where is pink?
Oh, that's the same kind of question that, or that's the same kind of comment that Clark was talking about. Pink is actually a tint, T-I-N-T, of red, which means you added white to get it. So technically, pink is a red color. So when we
Doesn't
talk
that
about
make it a secondary color?
No, it makes it a tint. It's still a primary color. I mean, you could do an entire pink and then all the other kinds.
So
color
if
wheel.
you made a primary color lighter, it would still be a primary color just with a tint.
Yes. You're
No
getting,
sense.
You're getting 2 weeks ahead of us. Don't worry about it. All right, Zach, you have a question. You can, whoops, did I find you? Or you have your hand up. You can unmute yourself and ask, and Ryan, I'll get you next. Nope. All right, Ryan, what you got? You can unmute. There you go.
Question: if you mix like can you, if you mix like different colors that's on there,
If you want, why don't you think about your question? You can type it in the chat for me.
okay.
Okay, so now we're going to take a moment and we're going to stop and we're going to talk about the warm and cool colors. You can see our 12 color wheel has been split in half. One part are warm colors, one part are cool colors. If it is a red, an orange, or a yellow, it's probably going to be a warm color. If it is a green, a blue, or a purple, it's probably going to be a cool color. I say probably because there's 2 exceptions. Yellow-green, which has yellow in it and should be a warm color, is actually a cool color. And red-purple, or red-violet, which is because it's purple, should be a cool color, is actually considered a warm color. So let's look. This is just some nice artwork example that shows us the warm and cool colors. Let's pretend that we are out camping. And it is the night. And so the sky is kind of dark, like this dark purple. We're camping next to a lake, so we've got the blue, and we're surrounded by trees, so we've got the green, but we're cold because that's all cool colors. So we build a campfire to get warm, which is all the warm colors. So red, orange, yellow are warm colors. Cool colors are green, blue, and purple. All right, now we're going to talk about, because I don't want to run out of time, we're going to talk about lines.
One more question is what happens to gold and silver, because that's a color too.
Gold is a part of yellow, and silver is usually on the it's more of a tint or a shade because it's part of black and white.
Okay.
No, I thought silver.
Go ahead.
I thought silver was like a shade of gray.
It kind of would be. I really like that you guys are asking some great questions. We're going to cover these when we get to value, but I really like that you're thinking about these questions. Try and remember them when we're talking about value.
Are we going to draw today?
I'm about to get to what you're going to do. I just want to run through a line real quick so you guys can see it.
Okay.
And then, yes, I'll show you what you're going to do. So line is the other, like, very basic art element. A line is formed when you move a dot. I know that sounds so simple. It sounds so easy. But line is when you just take your pencil, you move it, or you put it down, and you start to move it. If you just put it down, you just make a dot. But line is once you start to move. This is a line picture example where there are actually 4 faces in here, all of them made from one line. If you were here with us in 1st grade, I may have done the whole making you put your arms up and we pretended like we were different types of lines. And some of these I haven't done with you guys yet. So like we have thick or we have thin Those are the thickness of it. It's either like a big fat line, and remember, it's a line. It's okay to be called fat. Or you can call it a thin line if it's a skinny line. You can have long lines, medium-sized lines, or tiny little lines, short lines. And then we had, and I'll back up a moment, we had horizontal, vertical, or diagonal lines. So that's your quick rundown online. What you're going to be doing for your homework is creating a found item color wheel. You are going to be looking through your house. And I guess if you want to go outside, but please don't bring anything alive, and don't bring in any, like, you know, yeah, just don't bring in any bugs or stuff like that for it. But you're going to be trying to find 12 items to be used as your color wheel. If
you don't have the
well, hold on. Let me finish with this. So you're going to find 12 items, one of each color. So that's one red thing, one thing that's red-orange, one thing that's orange, one thing that's yellow-orange, one thing that's yellow, one thing that's yellow-green, one thing that is green, one thing that is blue-green, one thing that is blue, blue-violet, and then one thing that is purple and red-purple. And if you look at my example, you can see I have a red oven mitt, a kind of reddish orange dog bag treat, or bag of dog treats. Then I have some orange yarn, a yellow orange tape dispenser, a yellow tennis ball, a yellow green sticky notes, a green can of LaCroix, a blue little pencil needle holder for my sewing supplies, a blue notebook, a blue purple face mask, a purple dragon, and a red purple book. So your challenge is to try and find one of each color and don't duplicate it. Don't do the same thing twice. Like, I could have done that entire thing out of yarn because I probably have one of every color in yarn. I want to see if you can do things in different types of things. Now, it doesn't have to be the perfect version of that color. Take a look at the dog treats. There's red and orange on it, so it kind of works for red orange, but it's not perfectly red orange. I know, I get it. It's okay. My dragon down here, that's my purple. He's kind of very light compared to the other ones, but that's okay. So you're still going to find 12 items, and you're still going to go and get them as close to the colors as you can. You have a full week to get this done. This is not something you have to run out and do right now. As you walk around your house, you can just remember it every now and then, look down and go, oh, hey, that would look really well in my color. See, this is why I use my LaCroix can. You can say, hey, look at that. That will work really well for green. Or if you have a t-shirt that you want to use for blue, or if you want to, well, actually, I guess blue jeans might work better for blue, or anything like that. If you got some red shoes you want to use, it can be anything. It's okay. I want you to find 12 things. Please don't cheat and don't just color a sheet of paper the right color and put it in there. I just want you to find the closest that you can. The next thing to tell you is to submit these on your Google Classroom. So the assignment has come up. You should be able to go to the assignment in the Google Classroom, find your name, and find submit for the picture. You will need a camera of some sort. Even if you're just using a phone or a tablet, you'll need to take a picture of it. So that is your assignment for this class, for this project. It is to do the found item color wheel. This lesson will be on, the video will be on your Google Classroom in about an hour because I have to edit it. So if you got confused, if you asked a question, or if you want to go over any of this, you can watch this again. You can also look at the video that I posted, but I will put all this up on the Google Classroom. Yes, hon, what's your question? You can unmute.
Can we use the 5 minutes that we have to look for things?
Absolutely. If you guys think you know what to do, you are good to go. You can step out. It's been fantastic seeing you. But if you want to stick around for, well, I'm going to give you 4 minutes, but then I'll have to close this up so you don't be late. So, yes.
Bye.
Like you want to go, you're good. Yes, Sarah, what you want?
Can you use because sometimes shades like the blue green could be really hard. Can you use one crayon crayon and then not use a crayon again?
Bye.
That would work.
Bye.
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 That could work.
Okay.
I have a question too. When
Yeah.
is this due?
What is what?
When is this due?
When is this due? Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday?
Yes.
I'm doing it today. It's fun.
Okay. Well, I'm glad. I look forward to seeing it. All right. If you want to head out, you can. If you want to stay out here with me, I'm going to give you about another 3 minutes before I have to close it.
Bye.
Bye.